So yesterday I marked up the paddle, showing how all the sides need to be shaved. And today's gonna be the fun stuff where actually you get to do the shaping of the paddle with the spoke shape. I like doing that. You can see here the lines that should look familiar. If you looked at the PDF, coming into the loom area here, even mark the sides. This is the side that I had done correctly. I did the shaping, the tapering before I did the shaping. This is the one where I messed up on and recovered. You can see it's still marked again. You can also see that some of the shaping has already started. So it'll be easier to spoke shape today because material is already removed, but it actually was harder to mark. But we'll do the good side first. I'll just show some of this today because actually I did this a couple of videos ago when I shaped it at the incorrect time, but nice sharp edge here. So when I first start, take off really thin shavings, but as I do more, the shavings will get thicker. You can see here I only have to cut down a very little bit, but up here I've got to cut a lot, so I have to work so that I'm doing more on the top than on the side. To make this stable, I could get salt washes or something to put on here, and I probably should, but it's actually right now at least easier just to lean up against it. So I've taken it down to the lines on the top and the side, approximately. But I'm still not done because you got to feel with your fingers that there's little crowns, a little bit proud here in the middle. So I need to, one right here. I take it, shave off take a little sliver off the top. I'm trying to get this to be a straight line that's gonna go like this as I come down. Just gotta be careful. You gotta feel now. You can also see it, but. So doing that first side was really killing my back. The bending over was just hurting. I know Brian said you gotta have your clamping surface at waist height, but this is what I have. My nice floor clamp, and if it was taller, it'd be better. But I've discovered something. I can sit in doing this. And I recall seeing somewhere there's a sitting spoke save table jig, whatever that people make sometimes, where they have their wood clamped and the seat in the same thing. I just have a nice little height adjustable seat here. This happens to be from my old astronomy days, but any sort of height adjustable chair is great, so you can get exactly how you like it. When I'm at the workbench, you've probably seen me sitting. I'm sitting on this, same thing, just raised up higher. It works to about here, and then I gotta lean forward or stand or something, so I'm not really working on that part yet. So I needed to reach up into here, so I'm sitting alongside it, and I found that the bouncing's annoying, so I got a little piece of wood here, got my foot, just bracing up on it like that. It's better than nothing. So here's where the loom starts, here's where the shoulder is, and I'm purposefully not doing too much here, just a little bit. Only a little bit so I can get in here. I can't start doing here, so I need to get back here and do some. The reason why I'm not too concerned about this is that for this particular paddle, I'm going to be cutting it in half and putting that carbon fiber ferrule on. So these are tricky to do. I don't quite know how to do them yet, but we'll see how it goes. So I got the rough shaping done. It was pretty uneventful. There's really not much reason to show you in it because you've seen it before, and there's a couple things to note. As I call it the rough shaping. I remember I said you want to connect all your lines with, a plane, a straight, that this line went to this line absolutely straight. That's obviously not how the paddle's going to be in the end, because the next step is to smooth those out. You can see we have sharp corners everywhere. This would be horrible holding your hand. And on the Chuck Holtz PDF, this is step 5. Referring to step 5 in figure 7, trim the blanks corners in successive steps by cutting away each corner until all corners are rounded. and the shape is smooth as shown in sections. The front and back surfaces of the loom should be completely rounded, but the top and bottom surface may be flat or slightly curved. That's not an issue for me because, well, my loom's crap right now, but it's crap because remember, I'm cutting it away. I'm going to be putting the carbon fiber piece there, so I'm not too worried about the loom. The only nasty bit is that since this was rough cut, it's huge, and I can't cut the shoulders yet, so I'm gonna have to wait till I cut this in half, and we'll shape it then. So we'll go back to shaping. So I said I wasn't gonna video this, but I might as well because parts are kind of cool, and they might not be obvious until you actually do it. But you see here we have sharp edges everywhere. This is not very sharp here, but there's a line, you can feel it. There's a very sharp line here. You don't want to be holding that. So you're just going to go through and just take those sharp edges down. Constantly fighting that knot there. Let's go on this side. And bend it over. And I bend it around again. Keep on feeling it. See how it, it feels rough there. I got facets, so let's get rid of it. We'll be sanding this later, so it's not super critical, but get as much off as you can with the spoke shave. Just remember, with a Greenland paddle, you're going to be holding it at times. And you don't, if it doesn't feel good in your hand now, it's not going to feel good on the water. And before you unclamp it, just do a final check. Just hold it. Run your hand up and down. You'll feel if there's a spot you really got to work on. Like right there. I don't like that. Ah, gouge. That's right. This is the part that wants to be this way. So now we get to see a mistake and how to correct for it. And paddle's not ruined, but it's going to be a little asymmetrical. This line right there. Remember when I was first using the chisel to narrow it, and I was cutting the stopper slits? Some of them went too deep. This is one of them. The ones down here are too deep, but I don't care because I'm throwing this part away. But this is the shape I wanted, and I still have that there, and that's bad. So the only one thing to do is remove more wood. Having to move a lot. Hate this. Should have been more careful. There, it's gone. That's a smidge. Now I gotta round it. So what this will mean is that the paddle is narrower here than it should be, which is sort of a shame, but not much I can do about it aside from throwing the paddle away, and I'm not going to do that. It's also going to be asymmetrical because over here I don't have that same mistake, but oh well. So I got the final shaping done, and we have a bit of a problem. You can see how I've laid a straight edge down, starting at the loom and butting up against the edge of the blade out there, and right here there's a gap. There's just a couple of reasons for the gap. One is this is where that troublesome knot was, and I guess I got some chipping or something, so I just shaved too much. I think I also might have shaved too much in doing the final rounding, because the deepest part is here. It's about a 1/4 inch off, And here it's a little less, not much, but you can actually feel it when you pick up the paddle. I move the tripod. You know, this is actually thicker. It gets narrower and comes out. It's gonna affect the paddle, obviously, but I'm not sure it's gonna affect it a whole lot. And I guess that's what practicing's all about, right?